I am in my chicken coop right now because it is, believe it or not, quieter than my house is. So if you hear roosters in the background, then yeah, that's Carl. So normally I would share this in my stories, but I figured this was a little bit longer of a post than my stories would allow, and I wanted to be a little bit more evergreen so people can refer to it. Oh my word, it might not be quieter in here if they keep on going. I have two roosters and they like to crow back and forth. Okay, so anyways, the topic that I want to talk about is toxic people. Now, in a lot of cases, if you have really toxic people in your life, then I'm just going to grab my eggs here and maybe we won't be able to hear them quite as much if we are out of the coop. Okay. All right. Okay. So if you have toxic people that are in your life and you can't, oh my, that's bright. And you can't just walk away from them for whatever reason, then you need to learn how to deal with them. And so I had a really great chat with my friend and mentor, Lisa Canning. And one of the things that we chatted about in this was the inability of some people to operate at a, how do you call it? Hopefully this barn is quieter. I'm just gonna go in the dairy barn here. A little bit of a noise. Okay. All right. So sometimes people cannot, they cannot reason like an adult, even though they're an adult. And so it can help a lot to deal with these people when you look at the fact that they have the emotional level of a toddler. It allows you to be a little bit more detached from the words that they say and the things that they do. Now, when I look at my toddlers, if they are throwing a fit and having an emotional meltdown for no good reason and they're just, losing it on me or whatever, what I will say to them is, I do not listen to your whiny voice. Let me know when you're ready to be polite. That is a script I've used with all of my toddlers when they go through that really whiny phase when, it's the world centers around them, right? They're toddlers. The world is supposed to center around them in their minds. And then I will literally often walk away from the conversations and they will follow me and I repeat it as many times as I need. Let me know when you're ready to be polite. Now, I think that when it comes to toxic people, sometimes you need to take the same approach. Recognize that they are at the emotional level of a toddler. Let them know, I will not allow you to speak to me that way. And if you continue to do so, I am going to walk away from this conversation. Or I am going to hang up the phone or cut off this communication. And you have full authority to set that boundary. If you are being berated or made to feel insignificant, you are worthy of respect. You are worthy of respectful conversation. And therefore, if this person is not willing to speak to you in a polite tone, in a, even just listening, if you continue to speak to me this way, I will have to leave this conversation. You have every right to say that, and in fact, it can be a very, very simple but healthy boundary. And I say simple, not easy. It's very simple to say, you may not speak to me this way, and if you continue to do so, I will leave this conversation. It is a very different thing to actually physically get up and walk away in the middle of that, instead of, trying to defend yourself or not have an emotional meltdown yourself, or maybe not meltdown is not quite the correct term. But anyways, or hang up the phone if it's a phone call. But if you can honor and respect yourself and set that standard, you do not need to let people speak with you that way. So I just wanted to share that little bit of wisdom. It gets a lot easier when you can look at the fact that they are incapable. Tell yourself, this person is incapable of behaving better at this point in their life. And then you can say out loud, I will not allow you to speak with me that way. And if you continue to do so, I am walking away from this conversation. And then follow through, because you know what? You are worthy of respect.